Here.
A woman has the right to decide exactly who she wants to be.
What?
What does the fuck say?
What the fuck is wrong with this guy, man?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah, that works.
I like
all right,
that
okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
And now for something completely different.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I've been looking forward to this.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Wanna change the world? There's nothing to it.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, it is he, it is me, PWDE Temple, cooing in the place to be reviews. Right here with all of yous. The People's Champion is here. Monday Night Going in Raw, episode 156. Yes, ladies and gents, thank you. It all started out with me on the couch in here with the phone talking about, I don't know, wrestling and whatnot. And then it turned into what it is now. Me with the flipped around and a camera and sometimes a green screen. But right now, no, you can see my toys behind me because I had to clean the office. So the green screen came down. Don't adjust your sets. I am not a skinny Bubba Ray Dudley. I assure you. I don't have that kind of paycheck or a biscuit on my wrist like Bubba Ray does. For those of you familiar with that term in wrestling, that is a Rolex. I don't have one of those. Maybe one day when I retire. But we got a great show for you tonight. Let me acknowledge this wonderful chat first and foremost. Orville Nation. Hail PJ. I'm looking forward to Thursday. Again, Keely Chow, the Fandom Menace Ultron. Let me do it. There are no strings on me. There you go. Admiral Tiberius is in the chat. Superfan Adam Shawhan. Admiral Tiberius goes way back with us here at the channel. Angelus Draven, the vampire of the Fandom Menace. Fun University. He says hello and a big, huge F you all. Hello, Fun University. One of the coolest names. Brutal Morningwood. Hail to you, sir. Hail to you. Who else we got up in here? M. Dastardly's in the house. What's up, my brother? Frank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan. Collector Express, hello to you. And yeah, thank you as more people will trickle in. I appreciate you all this evening. We've got a wonderful show planned for you. Let me introduce to you first my co-host with the most, ladies and gentlemen, from the Clown World Review, Mr. Tony ToneDef.
It's the owner of the worst channel on YouTube and commander to the legion of deaf heads, the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded. Tony ToneDef, rocking with you. We're going in Raw, the place to be reviews. And I owe everyone a public apology. I'm sorry. I went back and watched the first Resident Evil movie. And yeah, I mean, I saw it once when it first came out in theaters. I think I had Livewire or something downloaded it, and it's a lot better than I remember. So, Angelus Draven, I owe you an apology. Maybe you're just not jealous of Alice like I insinuated, and I'm sorry.
That was very heartfelt, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe you should take this moment to denounce white supremacy as well. Oh, God.
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next man needs no introduction, but I will introduce him. It is my pleasure to welcome to the program that umbrella guy, a.k.a. Tug.
Hey there. I feel like I need an awesome intro after you guys, man. You're like, hey, yeah, I'm going to... I'm like, hey there. All right. Yeah, I love the intros, man. Good stuff.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I was secretly hoping. I was like, please say hey there when you start. Please say hey there when you start. I was like, I just want to hear it live. Thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem.
It's great to have you here, and we've got let's see, I'm gonna pronounce this because they just told me they're a new sub. It's Phantasmagorical.
Phantasmagorical. Yeah.
Phantasmagorical.
Yep.
Said that, a new subscriber by way of Tug. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And welcome, Sweet Chastity. Thank you guys for joining, guys and gals in the chat. I don't want to misgender anybody. I don't start out on a good foot here. And welcome you all. And Tug, man, thanks for joining us. I do appreciate it. And I want to talk to you a little bit before we get into everything about the we'll refer to it as the JD and that person that shall remain nameless situation, as you have been like putting in overtime covering that.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I like these due process cases. I think that we cover a lot of things where, we take on corrupt businesses and we talk about fandom being betrayed. But man, I mean, being able to stop false accusation, that doesn't just help the people that are falsely accused. It helps actual survivors of domestic abuse actually get justice.
And that's so important in the media, especially when we're talking about Hollywood, because you see a lot of things that they're either amplified or they get glossed over, and it depends on who the victim is and who's the victimizer is basically how that determines what gets glossed over and what doesn't.
How they can spin it to their benefit.
In this situation, I mean, you had somebody who, by all intents and purposes and accounts, would be your typical victim in the nameless party, and then JD would be typically the one you would assume that would be assumed to be the aggressor in this case, and it's a totally flipped on its head, and this nameless person is absolutely insane. I mean, like I can't eat. So the things that have been come to light in this situation are just it's almost comical at times. Well, I mean, let's be honest, some of it is. I mean,
Poopgate, yeah, some of it really is.
I don't know how to like. It's like, am I supposed to gasp or laugh? Because I mean, I have a dark sense of humor, and it's just like, who does stuff like this? Like, who acts like that?
You have to be entitled for one thing, but you have to be some kind of an actual narcissist. Or these days, and I'm careful about throwing out diagnoses, because I know that a lot of people are diagnosed with stuff. That doesn't mean just a balloon statement, but her diagnosis with borderline personality disorder, she encompasses the worst of it. You can't give a diagnosis that says you're just a piece of trash and there's no help for you. You try to ruin the world. So.
That's like the easiest one to give, though, because that's the most that's the most easily diagnosed, because it's like, yep, you're just a garbage tier human being.
I mean, a lot of people, I was in mental health for a long time, and that's one of the diagnoses you should have. But unfortunately, no one will come back and see you if you diagnose it that way.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been to a couple different doctors over the years. Well, let's be honest. And anyone who gets hit with chairs in the head voluntarily, I mean, we're a different breed. Like I did when I was in pro wrestling. So it is. But yeah, I've been to I've been on the couch, as it were, a few times, and it's funny too, because like going into like my first time, it was like you didn't really know what to expect. It's like, is it going to be like you think like you just go in there and lay down on the couch and talk, you know what I mean? It's really, it's different,
You should try the other side of the thing. You should sit on the other side of the chair and try that. That's an interesting, it can be fulfilling. It can be horrible to listen to, like, especially if you work with kids and hear some of the horrible stories, but it can be hilarious sometimes too. I've heard some stories that just are hilarious, man.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Oh, go ahead, Tony.
Oh, I was just gonna. Do you mind me asking that? How much, like, let's say in Amber Heard's case, and we don't know her personally. I haven't been there throughout her entire life, but how much do you think of it as mental illness, and how much do you think of it as just someone like her, she probably hasn't been told to fuck off much in life. She's pretty. She's had things handed to her, doors opened for her, people, asking for a favor, asking for help, and there's no shame in it for her because right there for you. So for something to finally start going wrong in her life,
I think a lot of it probably is entitlement. I think mental illness is used by people like that to as an excuse. And even if it is this issue is exacerbated by my mental health issues, she doesn't want them to get better. I mean, that's part of treatment. You acknowledge that you have a problem, but you want to make said problem better.
She wants that as almost an armor to justify her bad actions.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
She's pretty. I mean, I've heard some new stuff. I was talking to sources today, and the stuff just keep. The crazy thing about this case is that most cases have a lull. You'll sit and you'll wait. Mm-hmm. This case hasn't lulled out. While we're waiting for things, every week something crazy comes out, man.
Well, I mean, that's good for you, though.
I love it. I love covering this case.
Absolutely. I mean, you're just like, well, I guess my content's, covered for the foreseeable future.
I've got 3 new things to drop, exclusive things that I've had sourcing hit me up with. And the media won't cover the stuff. They won't touch it anymore because they've been exposed as liars and frauds. I think it's a little bit more than that too, but yeah, so if they won't, I mean, hey, you get a lot of people that'll tell you stuff, and that's good for us.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, that it just all works in your favor, brother. Absolutely. Let's see. I gotta acknowledge. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Frank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan. We do have about 18 Wiener Dogs watching us right now, and that's no joke. They love the sound of our voices. So yeah, that big shout out to the Wiener Dog Clan out there with Adam and Frank and the Shawhans. What's up, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective? Who said, what the nibble is going on? What is going on with you, my brother? Well, I think it's about time. Well, thanks for kind of going into that a little bit. I didn't want to like sit there and drag it out for you because I know you talk about it all the time. So, I just wanted to kind of get a little bit of insight from you about, just what it's been like covering that and just all the different, the different ways you're getting information, not sources, but like how you're handling, compartmentalizing all the different aspects of this case is just, yeah.
I would say with anything you cover, one thing people always need to be aware of, I like to say you inherit the detractors of it. You inherit the crazies, and they will follow you probably past your death. They will hate you forever. So make sure that make sure it's a worthwhile cause, because you know what? You're going to inherit enemies for the rest of your life, and your children will probably inherit them after you're gone. I mean, people are crazy, man.
That's great, and I picked the hill of Batwoman to die on. Son of a bitch.
Well, thankfully, thankfully that most of the people that say they watch it don't really watch it, so you're good to go.
Yeah. Whereas there's like me who literally watched the episode 3 times last night until my eyes were bleeding. I fell asleep like 3 or 4 times trying to write the review. Like, I'm glad I clicked save a lot, because if not, I would have been awful salty. So I was like, that 26-minute video, like I tell you, it was like almost 4,000 words I put into that, writing the review. I was like, it's too stupid to be made up. I mean, it really is. But speaking of stupid, we're gonna do some just the headlines right now. So yeah, without further ado, here it is.
Kick your fucking ass! I want you off the fucking set!
It's not my Luke Skywalker.
Hey, no, don't just be sorry. You're gonna play for 1 fucking second.
All right, so here we are right here. Take a look at this headline. Loki's secret villain theory. The timekeepers are a lie. Tug, are you watching the Loki show?
No, man. No.
Okay.
It's
right, I didn't know
enough about it. I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah. The first episode was painful.
I like the presentation of Loki from the MCU. I actually like the character from comic book presentation, but oh man, you could just tell that's going to be a trash fire. I could see it and tell.
Oh yeah, it was the first episode was Oof, it was literally three. That's another one. I had to watch it 2 or 3 times to get through it. It's just like, oh my god, this is so boring. Like, when will there be something worth watching happening on here? And then you have like this. She looks like a cross between Leslie Jones and I don't know, Craig Robinson again, and Tyler Perry. That's like one of the time cops or whatever, and she's the one that's like, she's kind of like handling Loki at first, and then he kind of gets the upper hand on her later on in the episode, and that was like the only thing worth watching. But part of it, I mean, it was just meh. It was just meh. Like that's the best way to describe it. Like, I was slightly more entertained watching A Quiet Place 2 than I was the Loki show, the first episode. It's like I said when Loki came out, I was like, I don't even know if I'll watch it. If I do, cool, because like I said, I have Disney Plus. I don't pay for it, but I have it. So I'm that guy in the account. I'm that guy in the account.
They're setting a bad precedent, only having like 6 episodes of these series, but they all drag.
Yep. Yeah, the pacing is terrible.
Yeah. Like, there was just this entire episode was just conversation, just dumb puns or him and Owen Wilson talking.
And I like Owen Wilson. I think Owen Wilson is funny. I think he's charming. I do. I like Owen Wilson.
Yeah, he's got a good energy, man.
Yes.
He can be great in the movie.
And I like Tom Hiddleston. I really do. But it's just this writing, like, completely just nerfs the characters beyond belief, and just like you said, Tony, just sitting and talking. It's like a CW show, just sitting and talking, just feelings.
It's like a Marvel
and talking.
comic,
Yeah, like, hey, we're talking in the coffee shop now. We're talking over here. It's like, wait, what? I thought these were superhero comics. I wasn't watching General Hospital or St. Elsewhere.
Well, you got to be a superhero to make through it. You're like, yes, I do have a healing factor. I always wanted one.
It's just a dude who doesn't know about fish is using the Infinity Stones as paperweights. And that's all you need to know about the first episode.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just like, and I don't know that I'm kind of bothered by the fact that they have Rick and Morty writers doing the Marvel stuff now. I'm just like, is that really where you want to go with it? And I say this is somebody who used to love Rick and Morty up until episode 2 of season 3, and I was like, oh, okay, well, let's see how the rest of this turns out. Then by the end of season 3, I was like, I shan't be wasting any more time on this.
I like Rick and Morty, but they're the issue that you have with Disney is they hate their audience, and these people from Rick and Morty, they hate their audience too. So they may fit in, but not in a good way.
No, that's it. It's like, I liked Rick and Morty. I like season 1 and season 2. The premiere of season 3 was cool, but after that, it was kind of like, what's going to happen now? How can you? Because that was such a crescendo. Because then they had it was the delay, and then they had the delay after the premiere, and that just, it kind of killed it for me. That was it, and I wasn't feeling the episodes. And I tried, I really did. I watched them over. I'm like, maybe I'm just missing this. I just, after season 1 and 2, I was kind of like, I was checked out. It's like Family Guy for me though. Like that, I love that show, and I can't even watch it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think
South Park.
I quit watching South Park.
Yeah, I can't watch South Park
years
anymore.
ago.
Oof. Yeah.
Years ago.
I can't even, when I think about turning it, when the Beer Bug special came on, everybody was like, check it out. I was like, I don't think I can. I don't think I can do it.
I'm not strong enough for this.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here's number 2. Let me close these stupid ads. Screw you, Movie Web. Hippie. Clarice season 2 negotiation collapse threatens to permanently silence the Lambs at Paramount. Have either of you laid eyes on this show at all? If you haven't, I don't blame you. But if you have, it's if you've seen it, you know. Have either of you watched this yet?
Clarice, yeah, I watched. I watched part of season 1. I haven't finished it yet though.
I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and I was like, "Ooh, this is something."
it doesn't have any focus. It's like you're going in, and every at least at the beginning. I don't know. Maybe it comes together later, but every episode was a single entry, and I don't know, man. Hannibal spoiled me.
Hannibal was great.
Yeah. So when I'm watching this, I don't know how you can go in and go back to that universe. After Hannibal.
Yeah. Was that I quit. I watched 2 episodes and I'm like, I'm done. Like the first episode, Clarice wasn't really even a part of it. I'm just like, I don't, and isn't J.J. Abrams on this. I'm like, I don't, isn't he in there somewhere along the lines on this? I don't know. I just, watching 2 episodes, I'm like, this is not anything to do with that lore. Or it's just, it's like if you were like, "Hey, Mom, can we have Clarice Starling?" And she's like, "You got Clarice Starling at home." This is Clarice Starling at home right here.
Somebody said there should have been a 4th season of Hannibal. I agree. Definitely.
Keely Chow, yes, yeah, they always cut off the good shows. Like it,
Well, they have a lot of trouble keeping Hannibal. Anyway, every time that it would come up, fans would have to react extremely just to get that, renewed for yet another season.
It's hard to believe.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It was a good show. There was, like I said, there's been so many shows over the years that I've seen get canceled or not get renewed after like a couple seasons. It's like, wait, what? Why? What is wrong with you people? What are you doing?
I thought Jupiter's Legacy was going to last longer than a season.
Yeah, man, I liked it. I've heard people complain about, I'm tired of this approach to it. I like it. Actually, I thought that they took what was in the book. I thought they presented it in an interesting way. And honestly, in the book, there's plenty of stuff that they could have made work for. I hate to use the word, but the woke audience out there, they could have actually used that to placate them and still told. It's a damn good story in the comic book. I like it all the way through. So.
I'm not familiar with the comics, but I should be because, I really enjoyed the show and I still have like a couple more episodes to watch of it, but I thought that was an interesting take on the superhero genre, having the family and just the issues they were working out with themselves, and I thought it was interesting, but yeah.
What now? What I've never seen this. What is it streaming on?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is okay. So I haven't not seen Jupiter's Legacy. It is.
Yeah, man. That first season was good, but if you've never read the source material, freaking get it. It's for smaller trades, and they're worth they're worth checking out for sure.
I'll pick them up.
All right, that'd be something to look into then. Is that like what's the one that I started watching? See, me and the wife started watching this. Was it Umbrella Academy? My boy Sal was like, "You got to watch Umbrella Academy." I'm like, "All right." He goes, "Now it's different from the books you've read them." I'm like, "I haven't." He's like, "All right, so you really won't maybe notice that what's going on." But he goes, "From the books, I guess there's a bunch of race swaps and everything." I'm like, "All right, whatever." So me and the wife, the kid was gone for the weekend. He was at grandma's, and we decided to go out and have a couple drinks when we came home. So we tried putting it on. That's not the kind of show you want to watch after you've had a few cocktails and you're like, and you don't have like I cannot drink and watch a movie. Like I can't sit there and like have like some whiskey or some vodka or and watch a movie. I'm like, I want to like get up and move around and shit. I can't, or unless I'm playing cards or something, I can't do it. So it's like, this is not. So I think I ended up putting on The Room or something like that, something stupid, just to get her out of the room so I could watch what I wanted. But no,
see, that's how I am on shrooms, dude. No technology, please.
I like the Umbrella Academy books. Some people complain because they're not as complex or blah blah blah. But I liked them all right. They were good. The show, it was different enough. After reading, I wanted to like the show, but I think it hurts it. Like you can be one or the other, but it's hard to do both.
I'm surprised that got another season and Jupiter's Legacy didn't, because I'm not familiar with the Umbrella Academy source material either, but the show just it just wasn't for me, I guess.
Yeah, I never went and got back into it again. It was just kind of like, it was one of those things where it's like I tried it and I was like, I've had a lot of shows like that, like where you dip your toes in the pool, but you're like, I ain't jumping in. I can't. Nope, just a one helping, and I'm set.
That I hate like Lock and Key. I don't know if you checked out the show Lock and Key or the source material. I love the source material, but I thought they dumbed down the show. The show's okay, but compared to the damn source material, man, that source material that's some of the best comic book writing that I've read. I would place that in my top 10 all-time stories. I love Lock and Key, and I hated seeing what they did in the fucking show.
Were they just trying to appeal to a broader audience?
Yeah, they dumbed it down. I mean, again, that show has plenty of actual diversity. I hate to say I hate to say diversity because you know what they mean by it. They don't mean anything, but
we mean organically.
Yeah, it's actually inclusive, and it's just a good story. They, like I said, they dumb it down. They just throw ideas right out to you, ruin them. And
that's why they fail. Like, people will catch on to the niche material, and it will become mainstream if you just give it the time to grow.
Well, people aren't morons. They treat us like we can't grasp a basic idea. It's like, damn, did you read the source material this came from? It's a little more complicated than that.
They're like, well, what is this source material you speak of?
Exactly.
Joker didn't treat you. Todd Phillips didn't treat you like a moron watching that movie, and that's why it hit so hard with audiences. Leave something up to interpretation.
Yeah, it also wasn't just a basic, superhero stories have become origin stories. That's all we get anymore. Just, boring ass origin stories. I'm tired of that, man.
All the Marvel stuff is just paint by numbers.
Yep.
It is nothing but paint by numbers, just formulaic, and that's why it's like I look at and like I always joke around. I was like, my channel primarily started as like a Star Wars and an MCU channel. And now it's live streams and Batwoman. That's the bread and butter here, because nobody in our sphere cares about Marvel anymore because the direction they're going. They basically told the audience that had been there since the beginning of the MCU and even the comic crowd now, and it's like, we don't want your money. We want these people's money. Yeah. And we're looking around going, there's nobody there. We're right here waving cash, and you're going, we want their money, and there's nobody there. Literally, there's nobody. Okay, well, fine. All right, you go ahead and do that. How's that work out for you, Marvel Comics? And the MCU hasn't been financially well. They're starting. If they're going to start feeling it, I think a little bit. But cinemas are opening back up now. Things are kind of returning to what they should have been all along, which is normal. But I don't know if the box office is going to recover with what Marvel has coming out. I mean, Black Widow should have come out in 2015, and you're trying to hype it up now when you killed the character off 2 years ago.
It's filmed 3 years ago. Filming wrapped on it too.
See, it's as bad as New Mutants, almost.
Yeah.
I never could watch that movie, man.
It wasn't terrible.
Really?
Honestly.
It took so long. I was hyped for it when they first, they advertised like a horror kind of show.
Yes.
I was like, hell yeah, I'll watch that. But
they cut it down a lot over the course of a few years, and the storyline was not as horror oriented as it should have been. The movie would have been a lot better had they been allowed to do a sequel, which it basically sets up for. But like I said, they just didn't have the opportunity to do it. Let me acknowledge the chat here really quick as I see. Let's see. Tommy the Guinea Pig Collective says, "Did you body slam that like button yet?" Jupiter's Legacy was interesting. Let's see. Keely Chow says, "There's nothing wrong with respecting Lauren's source material. There's nothing racist about it." And that's the problem. I'm seeing that now is if you say, respect the lore of the source material, they're calling that quote unquote coded language for racist. It's like, what? okay, it's like the Lego song, everything is awesome. It's like everything is racist. Like seriously, like you can't, it's. I know that there is actual bias and there's actual prejudice out there, but racism isn't lurking around every corner. It's not. Trust me.
Sad they're turning it into or it's been turned into just a buzzword to again justify their bad actions.
It is absolutely. Let's see. Godzillionaires in the house. What's up? He said, KK. We don't have any source material to work with for Star Wars. Oh yeah.
Godzillionaire. I like that name.
Yep. That's what I'm waiting for. Tony knows who I'm waiting for. If I'm thinking of his name, he usually just shows up when I'm not even gonna say it. We'll see if he shows up.
Yeah.
Let's see who else we got. This is early Eddie Wish. Sunbow Throne. Oh yeah. Phantasmagorical says get woke, go broke. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Comics Gate, Metalsmith, Phoenix Animation. Hail, brother. My chat disappeared. Hail, everyone. Well, how are you, bro? You're another person that's been missed. We got to get you back on the show soon, too.
Yeah.
Shoot me a DM, and we'll book you in on one of the upcoming shows. Speaking of upcoming shows, let me take a moment before we hit this last topic for just the headlines here. Wednesday night coming up is the Rogue Entertainment Show here on the channel at 8:30 Eastern. I will be joined by, it's ladies' night again on the channel. I'll be joined by Katie, the meteorologist. And some of you out there might not be familiar with Katie. Her channel is called So Many Random Fandoms. Katie is an actual meteorologist. She's a storm chaser, and she is auditioning for Survivor. So she's a rock star, man. She honestly reminds me of my youngest sister. She just got the same kind of personality. Good kid. I will be joined by her. Miss Vassy Reviews will be joining us with her Dosset tones. One day she'll finally just concede and start doing ASMR like we've told her to. We'll be joined by Lola Meats will be here. And who else? Saggy Melons will be in the house. So we're going to have a great time Wednesday night. That'll be our second official ladies' night show. And Thursday, you get the morning show, too. So, this third and final topic for Just the Headlines, Dark Side limited series discussed to HBO Max. Why? I mean, is anybody, is this like a Snyder thing? I mean,
maybe they're gauging interest. I'm not.
It's like, okay, if you're going to do a sequel to the Justice League, this would kind of make sense if you're trying to lay some more groundwork for a big bad. Okay. I could get down with that. But, if they're going to truly end all the Snyder stuff, then that means if they do Darkseid again, it's going to be a different Darkseid. It's not going to be what we saw in the Snyder Cut. So why would we need? I don't know. I don't know. This is... These folks, and I don't know. I think this, like you said, this is just gauging interest, or you throw enough shit against the wall, something's gonna stick.
Yeah, well, they're hoping for something. Who knows? There's a lot of. Everybody's coming back online. They're trying to freaking figure out what the hell to throw out there. A lot of stuff is going to do. I think a lot of stuff will do phenomenally well. When people start engaging products again for a short amount of time. But. I don't know. It could go the other way, I suppose.
Yeah, well, you never know either. I mean, that's the thing. These, I don't know. Some of these projects, it's like, well, whether they were talking about, they canceled that Rangers of the New Republic, and it's like, well, why would that be a surprise? They fired the lead actress, so why is the show being canceled? I'm sure they couldn't just, hey, we're gonna find a new. A new lead, and have to rewrite this whole thing when it was probably, I don't know. It's like Disney, they announced Star Wars, Lucasfilm, they announced 15 new shows, and maybe 2 or 3 of those will ever see the light of day.
Yep. Well, that's the thing with I'm curious how their experiment will work out. They need another 100,000+ subscribers before they can ever become solvent.
Yeah.
Just make profit. They're still estimating another. I mean, by their estimates, it's going to take them another 2.5 years of growth, like we've seen. And God, I don't see how you can sustain that.
I don't think it is. Disney got too ambitious, and this is the problem that they're facing, is they were fine in 2019. When 2020 hit and, the economy just, came to a grind, they're like, oh, maybe buying everything on Earth wasn't a good idea. It's not a sustainable business model.
Well, turning all your properties woke, including the hottest property in the industry right now.
Yep. You take Marvel and you're steering it away from the people that pay, people that are willing to pay the money and spend the money. And you said you reach for that non-existent audience out there that, just lives on Twitter, and they don't spend money, and you reap what you sow. And, that's what the mainstream comics industry is seeing right now, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, I'm not as up on that as some, but I mean, I can follow basic economics,
Oh yeah, it's dead in the water. I mean, you see shops dying all over the place. You see, you see one franchise in manga like outselling an entire industry.
What is that? Demon Slayer? Is it?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah. That's hot, right? Like, I've never seen any of it. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that is pretty much probably one of the best things going right now as far as manga goes, right?
Yeah, manga also, as an industry, they've seen a 25% year-to-year growth. And I mean that, Lord, you look at comic books, they had to bottom out before they can look like, I don't even know. I figured they will make more money than they did last year simply because, production it stopped for the longest time. So of course they're going to make more money, but that's an illusion. It's a lie. That's like a IDW, the fourth largest publisher of comics. They lost far less money than they have, but that's because they weren't making anything. So it's bad. When you stop making comics, you actually save money. That's bad.
There's an asterisk next to all that because of shutting down and social distancing and stuff.
They needed a beer bug steroid asterisk. Yeah.
It's sad too, man, because, a lot of shops were doing they were mailing stuff out, or, you could do curbside. And the shop I went to, they closed down after 10 years, I got my last order, and then I go on their Facebook page. I'm getting ready to pick my next books out. Oh yeah, we're closing. I'm like,
sucks.
Yep. 10 years, man. I'm just like, damn, It was sad. That was sad. That was last year. It killed a lot of stuff. But it's almost like if you look at the financial, not to get too political or anything, but the financial crisis in 2008, which is something that always fascinated me. The whole too big to fail model. It's you have to let some things die. It's like the banks. Some of them needed to go down. They did. They did that with all the mortgage-backed securities and all that. Shorts, they cooked their own goose. So it's some of them had to go down, and it's kind of it's like financial Darwinism. I'm not saying that in the comic industry, with comic shops, but overall, I mean, you look at trickle down, because like you said, Tug, they stopped printing.
Yep.
They stopped printing, so these shops are well, they can sell their back stuff, but they got nothing new. But then, like I said, I think the new woke warriors would have saved the industry last year. Had they released one issue of that, had that not been one of the most elaborate troll jobs in the history of trolling, there were more
people would have bought. That would have sold at least for 2 issues. You would have gotten good sales.
I had a copy reserved for when it dropped.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I planned on making. I mean, it looked hilarious.
It was going to be. It was video material. It was like, hell yeah, I'll talk about this. It looks,
usually so many books suck. When you find a book that actually looks like you can make, you can have fun with it. Even if it's terrible, you can make fun of it and, have a good time. Yeah, I miss that.
That was the Daniel Kibblesmith Loki book I got in the middle of a Marvel 3-pack. Here's a Loki comic. I'm like, all right, Loki. I'm like, oh, Daniel Kibblesmith.
Yeah.
Why?
God, man, Kibble Smith is so terrible at his job.
I loved when he was trying to be tough on Twitter, and he was like, "And what if I showed up at a police station with my knuckles taped, slapping a baseball bat against the palm of my hand?" And that just picture how I picture him saying it, just like, "I'm so tough," you know.
He's
Like,
he's gonna teach you. I'm sure everybody quakes with fear.
I'm like, I don't think I'd be afraid of him if he had a gun pointed at me. I would look and be like, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna bitch slap you with it, little boy. Like, what are you doing? Like, he's the least intimidating person. Like, and that's I said when he was given that article and he was like, I was intimidated by the superheroes. I'm like, why would you be intimidated by him? Like, as a kid, I always wanted to be a superhero. I was like, I wasn't intimidated by them. I was like, they were awesome.
Well, he was like, that scary black guy is the one that scares me. Night Crasher.
That is the kind of thing I can hear him saying too. He's the kind of white dude that when he's in an elevator with a black, he holds his wall. I'll guarantee it. I'll guarantee it. I will guarantee it. If he was a white woman, he'd clutch his purse. I will guarantee Kibblesmith.
See, it's the same reason he was intimidated. It's the same reason why they have to make Cruella and all the other villains relatable now. It's because they quite literally are villains. Who else would be intimidated by superheroes?
Yeah. I just think, like I said, I don't think he was intimidated by superhero. I think he was intimidated by black male, a strong black male. I think it scared him, you know. Because it wasn't his sex fetish, you know. If it falls outside his sex fetish,
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Who knows with kibbles and bits? Who knows? Oh hell, what we're gonna do right now is what we do. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna cue up the first main topic, and we'll be right back after these messages from memes. Oh, hell, I almost forgot about this topic, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about Batwoman briefly earlier, but ratings time. Ratings time. So I don't have to do another Batwoman video this week, although that's like cutting off my nose to spite my face, because everybody knows that Batwoman, this is the Batwoman channel right here, ladies and gents. I go to the walls for you guys to do those Batwoman videos. Literally, I risk myself great mental anguish doing these videos. And here are the ratings for last night. 413,000, ladies and gentlemen.
Good God, man. That is awful.
413,000 viewers. Yes, this season continues to break records for lack of viewership.
that is no joke, man. That is, God. I used to make fun of Sci-Fi Channel, shows because of their levels. No, that's...
Look at, so we have the record though was a couple weeks ago on May 16th with 346,000. That's the all-time series low. 346,000 views. Every episode this season has continually been lower. I mean, look at this. I mean, you had one up. It was funny because the last episode, well, they're like, well, it went up 23%, to 429,000 people from 346. Are you daft? And I said that on Twitter. I tweeted this to Caroline Dries. I'm like, so how do you justify the writing on this show when your ratings? And somebody literally said to me, well, you talking about the ratings is about as important as the number of fax machines sold. I'm like, so if the ratings are bad on a normal TV show, it gets canceled. But in the magical world of the CW, ratings don't matter. The numbers don't matter. It's all made up. Screw it. Everybody's a lesbian. Go. That's basically how it works. Well, Gotham, I don't know how there's any kids born whatsoever. I mean, they all got to be the old in vitro gimmick over there, because apparently every woman in Gotham City is a lesbian, which, not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just a Seinfeld prelude there, my preamble there. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't care. It's just funny that the writers on the show seem to think that 99% of the population is part of the the LGBT community, and it's like every law enforcement officer on the show is either a bumbling idiot or evil, and 90% of those are white males. So there's a reason the ratings are so low. And also, you replaced the actual Batwoman, Kate Kane, with Random Wilder, who nobody gives a shit about. No offense to Javicia Leslie, she seems like a very sweet woman. And she's got that wagon, which I'll give her props for. Girl, you got that wagon. But no, she seems like a fine actress, but she's just not good in the role, and the numbers don't lie. People don't respond to the character, especially when everything on the show is written by an activist, not writers. That's the problem. I've looked into these writers. They're all activists. That's what they are. They're not writers.
Yeah.
And when all they do is write for CW shows, they're going to consistently put out the same kind of garbage, because it's all under the Berlanti umbrella of shows and a family of shows there. So,
and shows like Batwoman are just a window into their warped perspective on the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if it doesn't make sense, that's probably why.
That's it too. I come from a law enforcement family, and the things that these cops say, they walked into a fundraiser at a pub, which it's like a gay bar, whatever. So they walk in there and they're like, we had a noise complaint, and Ryan walks up and she starts getting an attitude with him, and one of the cops, says something. He's like, oh, you people. And I'm like, look, I've been through criminal justice. I was certified as a corrections officer. My dad's a cop. My uncle is a chief. Two of my cousins are, one's a lieutenant, one's a sergeant, another one's a canine officer. None of these people would ever even think. None of the police officers that I know would even ever think of referring to a black person or any person of color or as a group as you people in a disparaging manner. It doesn't make sense to do that when you're a police officer. You want to endear yourself to the community and make them comfortable with you. It doesn't compute to people with logical reasoning, the things that they have these characters say.
You mentioned reasoning though.
Yeah, I did. That's the fatal flaw in my line, I think.
Well, all of the stuff that they do is pretty, I don't know, offensive when you get down to it. They don't write stories, they write stereotypes. And I don't know, that pisses me off more than anything. They have worlds that have already been built, characters they can already reference. And instead of doing that, they throw it out because they know better. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, they well from it's hard to see all us plebs down here from on top their ivory towers, you know. That's the way they act too, and it's sad. But honestly, like I have two sisters, and one of them is exactly like that. And I haven't talked to her in almost a year. And the worst thing is she starts dating my best friend, so I basically like lost my best friend too, which I'm like,
sucks.
the best man at my wedding. I'm like, really? I'm like, that's great. So for a parting gift, that's great. Thanks, Hugh. Son of a bitch.
Parting gift, yeah. Here.
I was like, I was like, hey man, look, I hope it's worth it. I mean, number one, gross. Number two,
number one, gross.
It's just like, ew, why? I'm like, it's my sister, man. I'm gonna tell you, that bitch comes with a lot of baggage. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. You know she's a single mom, right? You know you're taking up a lot of baggage there. Okay, all right. I'm just letting you know, homie. She's been divorced twice. I'm just telling you.
Yep. If you should have just got a job at Kroger or something, because you're going to be carrying a lot of baggage. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, clean up on aisle 4, son. Clean up on aisle 4.
Paper, plastic, all of them.
Paper,
all
plastic.
Clean up on
always for that much baggage. Shit.
Clean up on aisle life.
Yeah, for real. There you go. Shit.
Oh hell. But all right, let's see here. We've got something else planned for y'all. We've got a main topic though, but let me cue this up right here and we'll get into that just in a minute.
I take picture of Ang Lee. Good. He do too many white people movie anyway.
All right, here we are, bounding into comics, ladies and gentlemen, and this is something I haven't really had a chance to talk about yet. I completely missed this. I missed this fun, man.
Yeah, I rest on Sundays. I try to like no reason for it except I need a day off. Man, I miss that stuff popping off too. I saw it this morning.
Yep, I was like, well, what happened here? Indiana Jones director James Mangold throws temper tantrum after fan voices concerns about his upcoming movie. This from John F. Trent and our friends over at Bounding Into Comics. Big shout out to them. Indiana Jones 5 director James Mangold threw a temper tantrum after a fan voiced their concerns about the upcoming film starring Harrison Ford. I mean, was it about the fact that Harrison Ford is 175 years old?
They were pretty nice about everything, just to be honest. I mean, they didn't act. I mean, you see what they're saying right there.
Yeah.
They didn't say that much like terrible about it.
No. Let's see. So this is Matthew Kadish. All right. Let's see. Anyone thinking Indiana Jones 5 might be good? Let me point this out. Spielberg is not directing. Kennedy is producing. Ford is 78 years old. It's written by Jonathan Kasdan, who wrote Solo. No, that's very professional. He didn't really attack.
Well, they called it attack. He's like, you're attacking my friends, and I had to insult you and where you live.
See,
he doxed him?
No, you'll see how it
Okay,
goes.
all right.
Their definitions of attacking versus peaceful don't mean much anymore.
No, but that's when you
It's
that's what
try a
happens.
lot, man.
That's what happens when you let irrational people set the rules.
Yeah. Like
That's what happens. That's what happens when you know. At one time, we had critics, and critics, like Siskel and Ebert, they would tear you apart. They would treat you like garbage. We're just like, yo, Harrison Ford's like 78, Kathleen Kennedy's horrible, and a few concerns, and
valid concerns.
Yeah.
We're not tearing them apart. Although, if you want to, I mean, that's your prerogative, man. If you want to tear into them and make them, if you want to tear into them, be rude about it, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't owe them nicety. You're not obligated to it. They should be selling you on a movie.
Yep.
Right? Like, since when do we, the customers, have to kiss their ass? That doesn't make any sense. That literally makes no sense to me.
You're trying to get me in the theater.
Yeah, like entice me with something. Don't be like, hey, you stupid asshole. You're a bigot. Come watch my movie, or you're a piece of shit. Wait, what? Watch my movie, or you're racist. What's your movie about? Oh, not interested. You're racist. Wait, what?
Not just that, they love going on about things like punching down. They love all of this lingo. Okay,
Yep.
So this would be the very definition of punching down. But that doesn't count.
Oh man.
They
were just defending themselves from violent attacks.
From the monsters out there. Yeah.
evil alt-right trolls and Russian bot thieves.
I'm like, bravo.
Was it Elizabeth Banks who said Charlie's Angels isn't for you? And then it bombs and she's blamed it on the people she said it wasn't for.
Hey, raise your hand if you went to see Charlie's Angels opening night. I was there. I covered it. I was one of 5 people in the theater. Out of those 5, 3 were men. Yeah,
there's an avatar with my hands crossed, so I'm not raising my hand.
Let me acknowledge the chat here. Let's see. Keely Chow, what do you say? To Roger Corman, if you're thinking about rebooting Black Scorpion, whatever you do, don't go to Greg Berlanti in the CW. Oh, God, no. Jay Lee says, heard Lois and Clark is pretty good on the CW. Superman and Lois is good. I'm a couple episodes back, but it hasn't faltered yet.
Is that on?
I haven't watched it since it returned, but I like the when on break.
Yeah, the first half was solid. It was solid. Let's see.
Is that on Hulu possibly? Because I need to. I keep hearing that's good.
I don't know.
It's good. It was worth watching.
If you have do you have cable or satellite?
Cable.
It should be on demand on your whatever your CW affiliate. It should be on demand.
Okay.
That's where I've been watching it, because I can never catch it live because I'm always streaming. Let's see. Johnny Cage, JP7, where's Vinny when you need? Vinny does a hell of a Harrison Ford impression. He does. Johnny Cage says, "Damn it, E-Tep, you watch some weird stuff, dude. You have no idea. You have no idea some of the off the wall shit that I watch. It's just.
It's all for you.
It's for you guys. Like, I'm reviewing Galaxy High School for you guys. I know I got to get episode 7 of Tale of Two Simps done. I know I've been promising it for a week. I'm sorry. I will get it done this week. You'll have a Tale of Two Simps, episode 7 of Galaxy High. That's not the real title, but it's the title I'm giving the episode because that's basically the plot of it. So, yeah, it's like watching two of these weirdos fight over a Twitch streamer. It's just... And her boyfriend sitting there laughing while they throw their money. I don't know.
That's like a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb.
What's that?
Galaxy High School.
It's fun. It is a fun show. I love that as a kid.
It's got a good rating too. I mean,
you get some like Nancy Cartwright does one of the voices. Henry Gibson is in it. It had some decent voice actors.
I remember that from the 80s. Like I had to go back and actually watch it though, because I don't remember it from childhood. I just
see, I did. I it was on for one. I was 6. I cried when that was canceled because my mom had explained to me it got canceled. I'm like, no.
She was like, it's your fault. And now when you get older, your sister's going to marry your best friend.
Why?
You're like, I don't believe you, Mama.
My mom's sitting back now going, I told you so.
She's like, look at you now.
Why have you forsaken me, mother? No. Let's see. Mangold would directly respond by insulting Kadish. He wrote, thanks, Matt. Number 1, keep making the world a better place by crapping on things in the first week of production from your basement. 2, never seen a script by John. Nothing against him, just reality. Butterworths and I started from a blank page. 3, 1 through 3 are hugely talented in all at my side. Must have been running out of characters, or he thinks he's a 16-year-old girl.
Kathleen Kennedy is so talented.
She's stunning and brave, and oh so talented. Oh God, like what? Are people like? I mean, people like they're nice to her because they have to be, because I mean, even Steven Spielberg said she wasn't that good at her job. I mean, he said she was good at interrupting. I'll never forget that. She's good at interrupting. I love it. I love it. And she can't say anything either because she can't. Let's see. Mangold wouldn't stop there, though. He would continue to insult and deride Kadish and his podcast team, The Salty Nerd. The Salty Nerd would tweet, we don't have basements, but we do have a kick-ass studio with a Batman statue. That's actually a good comeback. I like
and
it.
you know that right there, that should be telling you that is your target demographic right there.
Yep.
You know,
and this guy's talking shit to him.
Yep.
It's like, what are you doing? Mangold replied, yeah, that's a kick-ass studio. Congrats on the Batman statue and the jar of corks. So how about you let me finish my film and then bitch all you want in front of your vinyl bricks lit by your fancy bounce light, and maybe don't call opinion news. Jesus.
I'm so mad. Oh Lord.
What a dick.
Yeah.
It's just
it's thinking he's somebody, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is, you know.
Yep. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I know you made Ford versus Ferrari, and that was a good movie, but I mean, and what else? Didn't he do he did Logan too, didn't he?
Was
Yeah.
he supposed to do the Boba Fett movie?
He was.
Yeah. That's where I know his name from.
And that Boba Fett movie is now called The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm pretty sure most of that's just recycled from there. But we'll talk a little bit Star Wars. We'll talk a little bit of Star Wars later on. I know it's a surprise. We haven't talked about Star Wars in a while here on the channel, but we will. There's actually something to talk about. Something. A little thing. Small thing. He wrote in response to a Twitter user encouraging him, thanks, Axe. I don't mind people griping and prognosticating, but on my watch, false info, ageism, and snark from so-called, quote, journalists is going to be confronted directly and forcefully.
Ageism. I'm going to get you with my age. Oh,
What ageism?
because he called Harrison Ford 74.
He's
Isn't
fucking almost 80.
Dude,
he's
he's
damn near
not-
octogenarian.
I mean, him running him around, like he got hurt the last time. He like broke a leg or whatever the fuck before.
Yeah, that was in Crystal Skull, wasn't it? Or
He
it was,
broke his leg in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, that's what it is. Force
okay.
Awakens. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't want him to give up his life for a shitty film.
No.
And
No.
aren't they
The
going to
man's a national treasure. Let's treat him like it.
Right?
I think I saw something online. It's not confirmed, but he had like the dots on his face, like they were going to de-age him. Which wouldn't that be more ageist than anything else?
Yeah.
Too bad you can't de-age his hips. You know, that's not how it works.
Shoot him up with some cortisone and some HGH. He'll be good for about 48 hours. Mangold would then get into a back and forth with Kadish. Kadish would respond to another user about his concerns about Ford's age. He wrote, Ford will always be Indy. The issue is whether he's still believable as a character if he's doing crazy action scenes pushing 80 years old. And that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because that's what we're supposed to do in movies like this. It's all about the suspension of disbelief. So how does seeing, Pop out there running around? I mean, I guess, we got an almost 80-year-old running the country. Why can't one be Indiana Jones? Right? I don't know.
Yeah. I would. I would say that I can't, not getting into politics. I would just
Yeah.
say I can't imagine that guy going out and doing his own action stunts out there.
No. Mangold replied, "Have you read the script, Matt? Clearly not, because you don't even know who wrote it. So why don't you take a rest on my show until there's a trailer or a title or something for you to be upset about? For all you know, I could be addressing all your worries." Oh, Joe.
If
So-
that were the case, though, he wouldn't be replying because he would be confident.
Yeah, he would be like, "Yo, dude, just wait until the final product. Everything will be revealed." Glad that you're invested, though. I mean, you could say this stuff in so many different ways that, again, doesn't come off as attacking somebody.
Right? I don't think they know how to not be aggressive, though. It's like, because I don't know, it's just like snark is just like, I mean, I speak fluent sarcasm, don't get me wrong, but I know time and place. These people just like, it's constant.
I have to say, like, the responses he's getting are pretty professional. Like, for myself, mine would have been verbal backhands by now.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I ain't even powdering that shit up. I'm gonna march you out to the street corner and I'm gonna tax your ass.
Yep, that's it. Because it's like they won't debate you because they're just gonna go to ad hominem. So it's like, you know what? I'll fire the first shot. I don't care. What are you gonna do?
You're attacking my friends.
How dare you speak about Queen Kathleen like that? Oh, Kadish replied, "Sir, I would love it if you proved me wrong and made a great Indiana Jones movie. I've been an Indy fan since I was a kid, and it's one of my all-time favorite franchises, but it's hard to get excited over what I'm seeing." That's a very articulate response. Let's see. Mango then stated, I'm sorry you...
What a bitch, man.
Yeah. That's what it did to me earlier, and then it came back and everyone was here.
He's just frozen. At least he didn't go like a really like bad take there, like he's all doing something fucked. That's why I like being an icon on the screen, so it doesn't take me in a bad pose.
Same here, brother. So here, I'll finish this. So Mangold then stated, "I'm sorry you were finding it hard to get excited about the film I am making, Matt. Considering you don't know the story, the script, the title, only some of the cast, nor have you seen images, if I were you, I would spend my time flipping hot takes about something that exists." And this kind of reminds me of right after The Force Awakens dropped, and people started criticizing it for being a remake of A New Hope, and then Rian Johnson just started production on The Last Jedi, and a lot of fans were giving Rian Johnson shit on Twitter about not making a rehash of Empire. And what got me excited to see The Last Jedi, what gave me faith, was he ended up tweeting out, "Guys, I've been sitting in this room alone for however many months working on this story." He says, "I can say it's not a rehash of Empire, but until you see it, there's nothing else I can do. I'm just trying to make the best film I can possibly make, and I hope you fans enjoy it." And I'm like, oh, I like this guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way you go, man. I mean, even if you're making a shitty movie, that's still how you go. At least people will go and they'll respect you for trying to sell them a movie. They may not respect you as a director or anything else, but they will respect you as, at least being a professional.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's what made me, think, okay, this guy seems like, I want to see his movie because of that tweet. And then everything after that, we all know how that went down. But, it's not professional how Mangold is replying, and it's immature, I guess, for someone in his position to.
But it's acceptable at the place he works. So, I mean, it's okay to treat customers like garbage. We've seen that from every brand that they represent. Why not throw Indy in the mix?
Yeah. I still haven't seen Crystal Skull and all.
Just don't watch it. You'll be okay.
That's what I keep hearing, because I'm not a big fan of Shia LaBeouf. So I'm like,
well, there's a way too much Shia, way too much bad storyline, just to be honest. It's not, That's a movie. That's a movie I wish I could go back and unwatch. So, you're in an enviable position right now there.
Yeah. That's what makes me wonder about this new movie, too, because Harrison is close to 80. I mean, number one, how are they going to treat him in this movie compared to, I think there's a female Indy in this, if I remember right. But how's he going to be treated, and how much is he really going to be in the movie? Like, is it going to be focused on him, or is it going to be focused on the newer characters?
I watch indie movies for indie. I don't watch it for anything else. I watched it for Indian, and Yahtzees. I want to watch him throw down with Yahtzees too. Yep.
Welcome back, E-Tap.
Hey, yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. My internet completely went down. It was StreamYard wouldn't even let me back in, so I just had to restart my computer, and I went out there, and my router was circling, and my wife's was trying to watch, I don't know, Handmaid's Tale or some shit, and it was circling around. I was like,
God, I've never watched that. My wife watched it. I was like, oh no, I don't do it.
Nope.
Apparently, we've been watching it for the past 5 or 6 years.
For real.
You would think by Twitter standards that it was that's who said that? Wasn't that
someone in an award show or something?
Yeah, said we're basically living in I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you even know the premise? That I don't think that person knew what the show was actually about.
Oh no, it's just people who think they're oppressed, while at an award show.
the Oppression Olympics.
I mean, really, if you're at a fucking award show in Hollywood, you are not oppressed.
No. Yeah. No. You're many things, but oppressed is not one of them.
Yeah.
That's not one of the things that you are.
I hate Hollywood. That's why, like lately, I focus on one thing that I cover, because I'm at this point where I don't want to hate click something all the time. And I fucking hate Hollywood right now. I hate Disney. I hate Warner. I hate all these companies. And that's all it would be, is me unabashedly hating something.
Yeah. Yep. It's just Batwoman is my one thing that I allow myself to just destroy.
Well, I mean, if you're making fun of something and enjoying it, see, if I feel good about it, that's okay. But like I said, I'm at that point where I hate these institutions right now, and that's not good to come out. That's not healthy to throw people away.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. We go back. Hey, Leo Raylo's in the house. What's up, Leo Raylo? The Star Wars.
Damn. So I was setting up my next video, and I noticed that certain nameless person, they forgot to redact some information, and they doxed Elon Musk, J.K. Rowling. they doxed 89 people.
Jeez.
Yeah. But Elon was in there, JK. I mean, just fucking armada of people. Depp's sister. Oh
my God.
Good God, man. Yeah.
Nobody was spared, apparently.
Nope.
And they're mad at J.K. Rowling, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do anything right.
Everybody's been, a lot of it is Rowling's fault. Rowling wanted that crowd, man. She wanted them really bad. She did everything to appease them, and then she had her own opinions on stuff.
Yeah. Yep. And then they didn't like them.
Nope. They did not like them at all. The world has forgotten how to live and let live,
Yeah.
People want sycophants. They don't want discussion. They want sycophants,
Yep. And I try not to. There are some people I have no tolerance for. There are some scumbags out there, but just for a regular opinion. Again, I don't care if you're an intolerant piece of garbage, and you hate me for my skin color and everything else. Hey, you could still be funny.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You can still make a good product, as long as you don't tell me that all the time. That's the thing. I wonder about these people in Hollywood. I figure they've always hated us. They just were better. They had PR people standing between them and the tweet button, so.
Yep. And that's it. That is
Yeah.
that is it. They don't anymore now. They're just like, go ahead and insult them.
Yeah. I mean, Twitter should be like, if it's used properly, look what we've been doing with comic books. We've been able to take, I mean, we've made 2 comic books. We made a $250,000. That's insane for people that, I mean, who are we really? But at the same time, like, we want to respect an audience. We know the power of it there, and they don't give a shit about that. They just think their name sells everything.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. They're relying on their own celebrity, quote unquote, to sell their books for them. And yeah, it's not working out too well for you, is it, Marvel?
I thought it was really funny when people were like, "Yo, Tug, you're not going to be able to sell as much as Sean Gordon Murphy." And I'm like, dude, if my competition is Sean Gordon Murphy, a guy tied to Batman, then you guys have a problem,
Yeah.
Like Raging Golden Eagle did outsell them. I made a kid's book. My kid's book, makes anywhere near freaking that, and you guys have a problem.
Dude, congratulations, though, man. Like, because fans are starving for good entertainment and for escapism. I mean,
they just don't want to be treated like shit. It's an easy lesson. Like, they don't remember what the 90s were like. The 90s, we had a market collapse, but that's about speculation, and that's about a whole different thing. When you look at how the comic creator was looked at, though, they were fucking rock stars at the time. It was image, persona. They didn't treat the fans like garbage, and they built off of their persona. A lot of people would just follow a guy because, hey, that guy's persona is cool. I'm going to go buy Pit number 1 because, they present themselves as a badass. That's how Image sold everything that they did. We're badasses. We're upstarts. We're going to do our thing. And, that respected Image. Now look at these people.
It was kind of that counterculture, like, move against the big guys.
I love that, man. I love the film. Nobody wants to be part of the institution. Everybody wants to be counterculture. Now, though, counterculture is a weird thing. It's like, I was telling my wife, I was like, me, I've been counterculture before. Me right now, with a professional job, kids, house, and all that. That's not counterculture. It shouldn't be. I should be the farthest thing from that.
Yeah.
It's kind of inverted.
It is.
It's a very strange fucking world that they wanted to set up. I like it, though. I like, that we're somehow internet boogeymen and bad guys.
Yeah. It is kind of fun to have that, to wear that hat, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's fun that, these people act like they're all badasses and stuff, but they just fear regular people because regular people can get out and tell the truth about them.
Yep. Yep, and regular people don't get all worked up about this little idiosyncrasy, weird niche stuff that these people who like live on Twitter do, because they're micro sensitive to this stuff. It seems like they're weird people. They're just weird. I don't know. I can't understand how you can live your life and just be like all of that. You know what I mean? Like that extra all the time, like. Yeah, it's just all a big performance. It's just performative virtue signaling. I think that's.
Well, it's definitely not living, man.
No, that if that's living, I'll pass.
A lot of these people have no purpose. That is their purposes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, outrage.
Well, I mean, what else is I mean, they, like you're saying, they don't have anything that. They don't actually align with any hobbies. They don't they don't value family or anything else. So what exactly do you do? You just make everything else miserable. Most of these people, they don't build, they burn down. And
exactly.
What is it exactly that it is you say you do here? It's like some Office Space shit. Oh, God. Let's get into some buy or sell, though. We got that coming up. Let's do some buy or sell. Here we go.
It's buy or sell. Buy or sell. And if you crackers don't like it, you can go to hell. I'm Cleveland. Buy or sell. It's time for buy or sell.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Cleveland Brown, the Dorset tones of Cleveland Brown singing. I promise I won't do that ever again. I'll never record anything like that again. I mean, Cleveland won't. But Robert Pattinson in talks to play a vampire in a new movie.
Is it a comedy?
Robert Pattinson. I wanna shed the image that I got from Twilight. Also, Robert Pattinson. How much does it pay?
Though, I'm telling you, if it was a comedy, that would be like
Yep.
if you could just make fun of that shit from Twilight. That would be awesome.
Let's see.
I don't like. I have a lot of people that tell me, "Yeah, I like him as an actor." I don't like him as an actor.
Oh,
he's a good actor. I don't. Oh, no.
I've never seen The Lighthouse. I heard that was really good. I've never seen it. The only thing I've ever seen him in outside of Twilight was Water for Elephants, I think, with like him and Reese Witherspoon.
What's that new time travel movie? Fuck, I can't think of his name. Tenet, yeah.
I've never seen that.
That was
all right in that, but I just don't like him.
Tenet. I think a lot of people were expecting that to be good, but it was just like exactly what you said. It's all right. Like a
lot of walking backwards, and I like the idea. The idea to Tenet was a hard sci-fi, interesting concept, but it manifested again. Hey, that guy's walking backwards. Wow,
the execution, didn't connect.
See, I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. That's him and Denzel's son, right? Is it John David Washington?
I don't know his name, but I think it was Denzel's son.
I didn't realize that was Denzel's son.
Yeah,
I thought that main guy, he's good in the movie. Like he actually is. If it would have been a stronger script, I think he did a superb job. But I don't know, man.
That's one I'll have to check out. But Pattinson is in. There's a new report leaks that he's in negotiations to resurrect cinema's first vampire on the big screen, Nosferatu.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's nothing else to remake.
Why?
No.
Would you? I was hoping they were going to say Salem's Lot, because I'm like, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you remake Salem's Lot. The original was kind of, it was good, but it wasn't great. But
I like Salem's Lot, but it's aged, man.
It has aged. Not very. It's still. It's enjoyable.
Shit from the 70s looks like it's from the 70s. That's what it looks like. And I mean, I watched it not too long ago. I liked it, but again, that may just be nostalgia talking. I don't know. I can't distinguish between, is it a great movie? I like it, but that I don't really know anymore.
I was like that with that movie Monkey Shines, if you remember that one.
Yeah. That movie's amazing, man. I mean,
dude, we just went back and watched it for my birthday last year on my buddy's channel, and that was it. I was like, man, if anything, I can just laugh at this shit.
Yeah, man. I mean,
there wasn't really any action until like the last like little bit of the movie. It kind of picked up, but
dude tried to kill himself in that freaking like that laundry bag stuff driving through. Oh my god, that was good stuff. I love that movie. I bought the Blu-ray edition of that. I like it so much. Hell yeah.
Nice. You're the only person I know that owns the Bluray of Monkey Shines.
Oh man, dude, I get into all kinds of like shitty movies from Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow and Scream Factory, all of those places.
Dude, have you ever seen Blood Salvage?
Blood Salvage. Let me think.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. But that is a movie like I saw. It came out, I want to say it was like 91, so I was like about 11 years old. Mm-hmm. It came out, and I was like, I think I recorded it on TV, and I lost the tape. And then the video store ordered it, and I rented it. And I used to have like editing. My mom had editing equipment like VCRs for video editing, so I copied it and shit like that. But oh my god, I love that movie. We watched it. That's another one.
Is that the auto shop guy thing?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
John Saxon's in it.
Yes.
Yeah, the daughter's in a wheelchair. He's gonna fix her.
Lori Songbird or Birdsong or some shit.
Dee
Yeah,
says
remember that
dinner's
movie?
ready. That's
Yeah.
my favorite line. Dee says dinner's ready. What?
I haven't seen that in a long time, man.
We watched that I think it was like last year, but yeah, God, that was okay. So the original report for this comes from Giant Freaking Robot, which, I mean, they're kind of hit or miss with their accuracy, but
Right. Oh God, I hope this is fucking not real.
I know. So are we here? Here it comes. Tug, are you gonna buy or sell this?
Oh God, I want to throw it at somebody.
What about you, Tony?
I don't know what I can sell it for, but finding like a crackhead out on the street, like I got these speakers, bro.
You don't know anybody that wants that fix, right?
Yeah. I'm selling too. I don't think I'll have any luck, but I'm gonna sell because oh God, please don't, just please don't, Robert Pattinson. And the long list of things that there's not a long list of things that need to be remade. Let's be honest. I'm sick of seeing things remade, but all right. Number 2 here on buy or sell. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman could be replaced by the Brazilian version.
I wouldn't hate to see a Brazilian woman dressed up in the Wonder Woman gear.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, most of them I don't know how the kids say they got that wagon, but this 2 comes from originally from Giant Freaking Robot. Do you think Gal Gadot has fallen out of favor ever since the whole conflict between Israel and the other stuff going on over there? All she did was ask for peace. She didn't, and she's a former IDF soldier, and all respect to her. And hey, she's Jewish, so yeah. But anyway, I like her. I didn't like her singing "Imagine" last year. I thought that was the worst thing I've ever. I was like, oh, you sweet summer child, what are you doing? Why, baby girl? Why?
So many people hate her because she is a Jew. I mean, she's Israeli. I mean, they unabashedly hate her for that.
And it's like okay to be anti-Semitic again. I mean,
yeah. I mean, actually, societally, they have made that okay. I mean, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So, like for this, I don't know anything about a Brazilian Wonder Woman, but just because I like Gal Gadot being around because she tries to be professional. She doesn't really like attack fans or anything like that. She's what these people need to be.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like I said, she seems like she's honestly like probably just a sweetheart. Like she does. That's kind of the vibe I get from her. She's probably she's very warm and just caring. But I mean, I could be wrong. But I mean, I've never, like you said, she's never attacked fans or anything. So I don't know. I don't want to see her. I'm with you. I don't want to see her replaced. I like the first Wonder Woman 84. Oh wow. I don't.
That's not her fault either.
No.
No. I liked her portions actually in that Zack Snyder Justice League. Man, that her intro, especially when she comes in with those terrorists, I thought that was damn good.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's the one thing is everybody's Zack Snyder sexist. I'm like, he treated the Amazons and he treated the female characters well. Yeah. I've never seen an issue in one of his movies. They're and sucker punch or this or that. It's like, you can't have costume design the way I don't know. These people are insane. Like I said, you give them an inch, they want a mile. It's not even worth it's negotiating with terrorists. Basically, is what it is. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see her replaced. I'm selling this. What say you, Tug?
Yeah, I'd sell it, man. I'm not buying into that bullshit.
Yep, Tony.
I mean, man, in a way, they don't deserve Gal Gadot either, like what we just spoke about. But no, I don't want to see her like she is Wonder Woman for me. No, so I don't want to see her replaced, so I'm going to sell that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm like I said, I'm right there with you. I don't. I it wouldn't make any sense. Like without just explanation, you're just gonna up and replace her. Yeah, I don't know. And
Yeah,
there's no continuity in the DC cinematic universe anyway. There really isn't. I mean,
exactly.
it's a dumpster fire over there.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. It's such a waste. I mean, they have so many good characters. You could actually tie them together, but they waste it all.
You've got probably the best Superman since Christopher Reeve
Yeah.
in Henry Cavill. You've got the ideal Batman in Ben Affleck. Like I'm a Batfleck guy. Unabashedly, I am.
I like his size and stuff. Like I think he makes. I still need to be sold on him a little bit more, but his size and everything, he works for that. He looks intimidating. Like he could
He's
really mess you
huge.
up. Yeah.
He was like what I think he was like 255 when he suited up for Batman vs Superman.
He looked like, he looked right as far as that. I would have liked a better movie for that, but
Yeah. The Ultimate Edition.
I really like the Ultimate Edition.
That's the one I own. It's nice. I mean, it's long as fuck. It adds, but it does add more to it than you got in the. And it sucks that you have to say, well, here, you can't just watch the regular one. You have to watch this one to get the full scope of the movie. But
That's the Warner Brothers' fault again.
It is,
all of
yeah.
this comes down to their incompetence. And
yep.
I don't know. One thing I really liked from BVS, and it's an unpopular opinion, I liked what they did with Lex Luthor just because he was Mark Zuckerberg. He was trying to make, and Jeff Bezos might fit the bill better, but he was trying to make like a modern day Lex Luthor, how he would be, or maybe how his son would be like, but there's no salvaging any of this. They can do a Dark Side series. There's just no salvaging this. They had all of the great ingredients in the pot and they just kind of burnt it instead of bringing it to that slow simmer and letting it.
Well, they wanted to catch Marvel. They thought they thought they were going to catch Marvel. Like that. Oh, here we've done what they did. BVS, they did Man of Steel, and it's like boom, or Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, and then we're gonna do Justice League. It's like
Suicide Squad still
I
doesn't
hated
play.
Jesse Eisenberg in that movie, to be honest. Though, I mean, I especially, I liked like the Luthor presentation, in the 5 comic series of Luthor, where we get it from his point of view. He's smart, he's diabolic, he has a reason to be that way because he's protecting us all, man. He's trying to save us all from that monster alien. And Jesse Eisenberg just didn't come off that smart. Maybe he could have, if he would have portrayed his character as a little more genius and a little less, I've got daddy issues, maybe I would have been okay with it.
yeah.
And I honestly think he cast Jesse Eisenberg because he played Mark Zuckerberg.
That's very well, possibly true there. I don't think if Mark Zuckerberg is the guy that's going to, stand between me and the alien there, we're all dead.
Yeah, right. He's like, no, I'm gonna hit you with a 30-day ban.
Yeah. We're gonna put it behind a paywall.
Hey, wait, speaking of that, I'll be back on Facebook in 2 days. Yay!
I'm banned off Facebook, man.
I might as well be permanently. It's like if anybody says anything, and I've had people say some just downright nasty shit to me. All I'll do is post a meme, and it won't even be anything really bad, and I'll get banned for 30 days.
I had never posted anything rude or anything. I used to post. I used to post stuff I would get, from people sending me pops and stuff like that. And I posted a thank you to Vic Mignogna's fan club, and I think they banned me for that.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think I got banned for it. They never gave me a why. They just booted me. But I never posted anything about my videos or anything. I just used it as a place to, post, like I said, art, and I did that one thank you.
Nope, we don't like you thinking this. Nope.
Yeah, pretty
you're off.
much. Oh no, can't thank those people over there. They're the wrong people. It's like what?
Right? It's like it's insane. It's Bizarro World. I feel like a Seinfeld episode. It's Bizarro World. I go to Seinfeld instead of Superman talking about Bizarro. Is that right? Oh God. So yeah, we're all selling this Gal Gadot thing.
They'd be catching up to Marvel right now if they would have just taken their time, and now Marvel's taking a dump. And
Yeah. Well, they would be my go-to. I actually like what DC presents better, because it's more attachment to it. More realistic characters. You could add more. You could add more depth to them, like you were saying before. The Joker, the way that was presented. You're talking about a realistic worldview, realistic character. You're not talking about a superhero that flies through the sky and punches through buildings. You're just talking about a dude that's had too many shitty days and he broke, in a world that was already breaking.
And there's a piece of that inside of all of us, we all have had that shitty day, and I don't know. It was, yeah. I don't want to say he was relatable, but it's like, damn, like
he was relatable.
He was relatable. He absolutely was. We're all one bad day away from being Michael Douglas from Falling Down.
Oh yeah, I love that. Right when you were talking about one bad day, that's actually where my mind was. Falling Down.
The older I get, and I'm 41. The older I get, the more I look at Michael Douglas and Falling Down and be like, he's the protagonist of that fucking story.
I think I
hero
will
in
have
that story.
Yeah, he is the hero.
He is, man.
Tell them about that damn McDonald burger. I want a real burger.
Oh, I love it. I love it. He was so great in that. Like, he just leaves his car and just like, like nice. I was like, I don't know.
It was just like, it was an entire movie bitching about things that we all think, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to destroy this." He
had that fucking RPG. Gives the guy in the golf course a heart attack. I mean,
he didn't know how to use the damn thing. I don't know. That was hilarious.
Oh, then you got Robert Duvall was the cop, like ready to retire. Robert Duvall, it all goes back to Colors for me with him and Penn. It was him and Sean Penn in Colors, wasn't it? Yeah. And this is something that old ETEP passed down to me, and I'm getting ready to pass it down to young ETEP as the story of the young bull and the old bull. And I told my intern that story when we were sitting there, and when I had 3-4 people working for me. I had my 2 interns, and when I was working for Chrysler, and I'm like, I was like, Marshall's talking about his girlfriend. He's in a fraternity. I says, anybody ever tell you the story of the young bull and the old bull? He's like, no. And I'm almost like his dad's age. And I was like, the young bull and the old bull are sitting on top of the hill. They're looking out over this green pasture full of these cows. And the young bull's bouncing around. And he says, Dad, look at all those cows. Dad says, yeah. He says, let's run down there and fuck one of those cows. And old bull says, no, son, let's walk down and fuck them all. That's the story of the young bull and the old bull, and that will always be that Robert Duvall moment to me from Colors, man. It all goes back to that. No matter what movie he was in over the years, it all goes back to that speech in Colors because of what my dad drilled into my fucking head. Old school, like I said, and I describe my father as he looks like Dick Butkus and Dick Butkus and what was the coach? Mike Ditka had a kid, and he squints into the sun like Clint Eastwood all the time. That is my dad. That is my dad.
That reminds me about. Sorry to keep it going on, but the story about the bull and the squirrel. One day, the squirrel tells the bull, I used to be able to make it all the way up to that tree over there, but now I can't even make it up to the first branch. So the bull tells him, well, if you eat my dung every day, you'll get strong enough to climb that tree again. And the squirrel, whatever. So starts the first day, he eats the poo, ends up making it to the first branch. And after about a month, he makes it all the way up to the top of the tree. And he's up there proud, flexing his muscles. Look at me, you were right, to the bull. Then a hawk comes by and picks up the squirrel and takes him off and eats him. And the moral of the story is bullshit will get you to the top, but it won't keep you there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is actually that's I like that. I like that.
I don't know how eating poop helps you climb, but it did for the squirrel.
I mean,
It's all about balance and ballast. He's like, yeah, eat enough bullshit.
talking about those damn cable rats, man. Oh, those things. I'm where I live now. I can't do it where I lived before. I couldn't use my rifles, but I could get a pellet gun. And those little bastards be on my bird feeder. I just sit right there at the window.
I like them out here. I got a good area. They get in my bird feeders, but they're calm. I like to goof off with them, you know.
I used to have to assassinate raccoons and skunks and shit.
You got like people who have never experienced like an infestation of squirrels have no idea what that's like.
Me.
Oh, dude, they're a pain in the ass. I'd almost rather deal with raccoons than squirrels. Raccoons are more rational. You can scare them away. Squirrels are just dumb. They're just like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. Nope.
See, I'm in the desert. We just have dust everywhere and scorpions.
And scorpions. I was gonna say you got fucking scorpions.
Yeah, that's fuck all that, man.
Right.
You know, I rarely see them, but I was, years ago, I was delivering pizza. I went to knock on this person's apartment door, and I mean, right as I was going to knock, there's just a scorpion right where I would have. Yeah.
It was like, you ain't knocking, boy.
Yeah, good luck with that one. It's like, whoa. Hang on a second there, scorpion.
The babies are clear.
Oh,
the babies are like transparent, and you know they're worse because they don't know how much poison to let out. And,
Same thing about snakes, man. Ooh, we get.
Oh God, yes. No, oof. I had a big ass spider on the ceiling the other day. I'm like, maybe it was I can't remember if it was last night or this morning. I don't know. They all kind of run together. But I was just like, what the hell is this thing? And it looks this big ass yellow and brown spider. And now we got black widow spiders in Michigan. And speaking of spiders, possible Spider-Man No Way Home leak has fans freaking out about the multiverse. I'm just this movie. All I've wanted is a good Spider-Man movie. And I haven't got one since 2004.
No matter what, it's going to be a bad trilogy. No matter if this movie's good or not,
right?
It's going to be a bad trilogy. Sucks.
The only thing that saved Homecoming was Michael Keaton as Vulture.
Nothing saved.
I haven't been able to get into Spider-Man movies as much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they.
No,
I've had good Spider-Man movies before, and then I have had really bad ones to follow those up.
Yeah.
I'll take Spider-Man 3 over Spider-Man Far From Home.
I'll take any of them over Far From Home.
I watched that movie once, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't watch this again. It was, and Gyllenhaal actually played a good Mysterio. But the movie itself was just kind of...
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch. I can't believe that. It's a $160 million movie.
I know. I love Mysterio. I've wanted to see him on the screen for so long. And they just ruined it.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was... Like I said, it was... I remember because I went to see it with my one of my buddies, and we're sitting there, and he's a normie, and... We're sitting there in the theater, and I'm just like groaning. I'm like, ugh. And we get out, and he's like, "What? I thought it was good." I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, do I want to go into this? Because I'll get going on tirade because I've known this dude since high school. I'll get going. He'll be like, "That movie was good," and I'll be like, "Let me tell you 37 ways you're fucking wrong." And I'll just go on, and he's just like, he'll be like, are you done? And I'm like, actually, no, I'm not. But wait, I'm like Billy Mays, but wait, there's more. I was like, there's nothing good. I was like, tell me what you like about it. And he was like, well, I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's Spider-Man, and it's shiny and flashy. That's why you liked it. And that's okay. But you're wrong. It's not a good movie. Oh, that was the way they ended, the Infinity Saga. That was they had to include that after Endgame. Like, why? Why would you do that?
No. Do you think that had anything to do with the contract that ran out right after that movie? Because they were supposedly, there was tension between Sony and Disney.
Well, yeah, Sony took Spider-Man back for like a day or two.
Yeah.
In 2019 when the contract expired. I remember when that happened. Because I was like, good, let Sony take him back. I was like, fuck Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm like, the hell with them. I'm like, all they're gonna do is make him Iron Man's bitch again. I'm like, well, nobody wants to see that shit. I'm like, you're talking about the superhero that's most recognized around the world, sells the most merchandise around the world. I will guarantee it's Spider-Man. And you got to nerf him out for Iron Man. And I love Iron Man, especially Robert Downey Jr. He makes that role. And I was like, it's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous.
All money, if they owned the rights to the character full on, then he wouldn't be anyone's protege, But since, they have to put their shadow over him.
Yep. But I just look at I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I like Venom. I liked the first Venom movie. I thought it was cool. I liked it. And I get a lot of shit for that. I know. I expect it. The second one I think looks good too. The Let There Be Carnage, because they tamed down Sideshow Bob's hair a little bit.
Oh man, I want a maximum carnage. Let's kill everybody.
Yep. That's what the third one is supposed to be. If the second one does well enough, that it'll finally.
That's what I would go with. One. I don't know. I don't know how I wanted them to approach Venom. I think I've hit a level with Marvel that unless they just knock something totally out of the park, it's hard for me to get into anything they do anymore.
Yeah.
So, but I do like that when they announced that movie, I thought, I have 4 Carnage #1s. Hell yeah. Announce that movie, make a good one. Those things need to be worth a lot of money, so I can sell a couple.
Yeah.
No, I have I think 1 or 2 books out of the Maximum Carnage arc from back in the day in my box. I think I have a couple of them in there. I know I have at least one.
The Super Nintendo game.
Oh, dude.
I ended up with a bunch of first appearances of Carnage, and I don't really know how I ended up with so many of them, but
not a bad thing.
No, it's a cool thing. I was doing an inventory of them. I thought, holy shit, I've got 3 complete. What is it? 361 through 363. So it's the whole first arc, and then those things have been going crazy lately. I'm curious if they'll make a good movie or not. If they make a good movie, it won't kill that. If they do make one, it'll probably be like Sandman, where they fucking devalue all my comic books.
I've got the two of the Sandman graphic novels. I haven't got a chance to read them yet, but I know I was hearing stuff about the casting for the show, and I'm gonna read the books now because I'm kind of curious as to what the hell they're doing. With
just look up Death. I mean, you really want to feel for it. They can make excuses all they want for casting, saying, oh, this character they can present however they want. Death is the reason that we had goth girls that were little onks around and stuff. I mean, Death made that style. It changed culture. And instead of putting that on the screen, they did everything wrong. They did a race swap and they changed the entire character. It's like, that's a bunch of bullshit, That character, it had a mainstreamed cultural impact. I mean, that you don't have that from comic books often. That's why, but I mean, I've got 1, 8 I can see over here, 4. They don't need to devalue my fucking comic book.
Shit, you're talking about Marvel. They've devalued the character of Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, go back to Civil War. That's probably the best appearance Spider-Man has had in the MCU. His debut. That was him and Black Panther's debut. And that it was better than their individual movies. And You can see, behind me in the background, I've got the movie poster for. I love the movie Black Panther. It's flawed as hell, but most of the reason why I like it so much is because of Chadwick Boseman just played the hell out of that role. But there, I can acknowledge the flaws, and the Marvel Spider-Man thing has just it's been very, very, very flawed. And that's not Tom Holland's fault. I don't mind Tom Holland. I like him. He seems like a nice kid. He's personable.
Yeah, he seems. I mean, I think he could be really funny if they did it right. I think he could make a good movie. But
yeah, that's it. They have to kind of let him. Let's see. Sony Pictures Argentina tweeted, then deleted a new glitching logo animation for Spider-Man No Way Home with an all red version of the logo. Could be a guess and nod to Into the Spider-Verse. Oh, that's kind of neat. Sin camino a casa. Spider-Man. If you've never seen, have you ever seen Turkish Spider-Man, Tug?
no,
You never seen Turkish Spider-Man?
I don't think so.
It's on YouTube for free. Just it's funny. It's funny. You gotta watch it.
I'll have to check it out.
It's called Three Dev Adam. It's like called Three Giant Men. It's like Spider-Man, Captain America, and I can't remember who the other one was in there, but oh my God, I was really drunk when we watched it. We watched it at a watch party. It's so funny though. Like it's terrible. Like they have Turkish Star Wars too. It's literally like they're terrible, but they're hilarious.
Sometimes it's the best thing you need right there. Terrible and hilarious.
It's like Sharknado. It's like Sharknado.
Yes, those are great. Those are great underrated movies.
Oh, they are. They're fun. They're fun. Let's see. So maybe there's other. Let's see what else we got here in this article. So what do you guys? Do you guys think they're gonna do the full on Spider-Verse with Toby and Andrew? Do you think this is a lot of rumors going into No Way Home?
It's basically been all but confirmed that they're going to be in there. Like most people have, I want to know for sure if Willem Dafoe is going to be in there because that's the most exciting part for me.
See, for me, it's Doc Ock. Dude, Alfred Molina, like
yeah.
Spider-Man 2 to me is the best. I think that's probably I do, and I'll say I think it's the best superhero movie ever made. Spider-Man 2, in the Raimi trilogy. I do. I think that is probably the most impactful superhero movie.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite.
It's great. I mean, the arc, the character
does
development.
Batman count as a superhero? I don't think he does.
Batman, he should.
I mean, he's not really super. He's a hero, but
I mean, I consider he's part of the superhero genre.
I still default to that. Every time I watch the fucking Dark Knight, it's a good movie. Like every time I think that movie's not going to be that great this time, it's over this time. No, every time. I think that has made an impact over the years. I mean, just the grittiness of that movie.
Yeah.
Bale was good. I don't short sell Christian Bale at all. Although what was the last one? The one with Bane.
Dark Knight Rises.
Well, that's because Ledger, died though.
Yeah. But
I heard they were going to go into his backstory in the third one.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot better than what they did because that movie was just a mess all over.
Yeah,
the place.
well, you could tell that they hurried that along because I mean, who expect we had a guy in his prime. They didn't think something like that was going to happen, and that's a fucking travesty to be honest. I mean, I hate that. The guy, he was a damn good actor. So. Did you miss that about nerd culture too? When this was what we argued about, not shitty movies and making fun of stuff, but we argued like about, hey, was this movie more impactful, or was that movie? You know what I mean? That was your discussion at one time. Nerd culture. These people have destroyed this shit to the point that it's rarely this kind of conversation, especially like when you're talking about new products, because new products, it's more of a which one sucks more.
It is, and that's sad, you know. I'd rather sit here and stack up Spider-Man against the Dark, Spider-Man 2 against the Dark Knight, and go point by point on, you know, what makes, you know, each individual film, you know, unique and better in its own way, you know, absolutely, than talking about, yeah, well, this is gonna suck. You know, it's like people think we want to talk. It's like, no, I don't want things to suck. I don't.
No, I mean, the reason I picked up a microphone, it was because I hoped when I talked about some of that the people acting like, you know, teetotal assholes would stop. Maybe they could hear, you know, hey, you're destroying your market. I'm going to break this down for you. Nope, can't hear you. What did you say?
Yeah, Ugh. The industry, it's like the industry just won't listen. No matter how many times it gets punched in the face, you know, it won't listen. They lose money. They don't listen. It's like, I don't know.
They like to pretend that they don't need that money, you know.
Do.
And you always need it. I've never seen companies, maybe the big two, they can. Actually, I'll take that back. We saw what happened to AT&T. They fell apart. You know, they're dropping all of it. But maybe Disney. Right now, because of theme parks and people wanting something, maybe right now they don't need that money, but I think they do.
Oh yeah, Disney is one. It's like I don't even feel bad seeing. You know,
fuck Disney.
Yep,
know?
That's it, man. You bought up every single piece. They're basically the Galactus of media. You know, they're the eater of worlds.
You know, everybody. We joke, but not really. We're like, yeah, as long as the franchise, they can sell this to anybody, but not Disney, please. You know? And everybody's serious about it. You know, we joke, but not really.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want, you know, anything you care about falling into their hands, because it's just going to come out the other end homogenized and watered down, and you know that's where it'll go out to pasture. That's sad too, because Disney is doing that to a lot of franchises.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sad about like the state of any. I mean, what fandom is going right these days? Like, I'd like to know what fucking fandom is going in the right direction.
Zelda, hopefully.
I thought the Munsters were safe until I hear Rob Zombie's directing the fucking movie. I'm like, oh.
Remember when like a Rob Zombie movie, like, yeah, that'd be all right.
Rob Zombie Munsters, though, it's like I don't need Grandpa banging Lily or whatever. I don't know. It's just
his movies have turned to absolute garbage, man. I don't need any of that in my life.
No, God, the Halloween one. I watched that and I was like, I'm going to review this. And I hated it so much. I couldn't even review it in my old voice. So I did. The whole thing is Cleveland. I was like, this is a stool band review. I can't even do this as myself. It's got to be Cleveland doing it. And I was like, because I wrote that review and then I sat on it for like 3 or 4 months. I didn't produce it. And so I was like, just do it. I'm like, all right. So I did it as Cleveland. I was like, I hated that movie. Ugh. And I'll probably hate watch the next 2, but not in the theaters. Because they're doing 2 more. It's like, what? Why? Stop. Please stop.
I don't know, man. I got to get back in the habit of going to the theaters. I have to have something really draw me to it, you know?
Yeah, like I said, I went to see A Quiet Place 2.
Yeah, well, how was that, man? It looks good.
It was, if you like the first one.
Yeah, I like the first one.
I think you'll like it. It gives you just enough exposition. It's got some nice backstory set up. Gives you basically, it's got like a prequel aspect at the beginning of the movie, which is nice. The creature effects are cool. I did say that about it. The creature effects are very cool. And the action sequences are very well done. I haven't seen the first one since it came out, and I was kind of like, with that. But I mean, I didn't hate it. It was just kind of a go out and watch it, and I saw it, and this one was kind of the same. What's his name? Is it Cillian Murphy's in it? Great. He's great in it. Emily Blunt's good. The younger The kids are good. The younger boy, though, I guarantee he's going to annoy you. The son, he's going to annoy the shit out of you to the point where you're just like, you remember what happened to your little brother, you son of a bitch? Remember what happened to your little brother? Yeah, I'll throw a goddamn little rocket ship at you. Yeah. You know, but no, it wasn't bad. It's done well at the box office too, which is good to see. That the box office
horror
is kind
movie
of bouncing
performing.
back.
I like the fact that you not
Yes.
only have a movie performing, but a freaking horror movie at that.
Mm-hmm. Very, very underrepresented genre at the box office, traditionally anyway. But we've been going for about 2 hours. I think this be a good place to kind of end her for the evening here, as I have to get up at 5 still because
Woohoo!
that's what time Miho gets up. So I can't get him to sleep in even on summer vacation. So yay. There's that. Let me kick it over to my co-host, Tony. Go ahead, brother. Tell me what you got going on, man.
So tomorrow is the big day. I'm probably going to make a quick video after, because we believe we're getting some Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 news. Tomorrow at E3, it is Nintendo's big presentation. Probably going to have a quick trailer reaction to that, maybe break down some of the news and announcements from Nintendo. Also, I'm going to really dive deep into the trailer if they do release it tomorrow, and just point out some things that I notice, just a little trailer breakdown, so keep an eye out for that. Also, catch me every Thursday. I go live 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. I may have a guest. I may just go commando. Literally. You never know. So head on over to the Clown World Review. And yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone on the panel. It was a great show. And yeah, kick ass. I hope everyone has a good week.
Thank you for everything you do with the channel, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks for making the new bumpers tonight. Appreciate it. Now,
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Let me toss it over to our esteemed guest, Mr. Tug, that umbrella guy.
Hey there. Appreciate being on the show. I don't really have anything to promote. If you want to check out my channel, that umbrella guy. Boom. There, man. Hey, I do have one thing at closing. Apparently in 2018, Hugh Jackman didn't actually know that Wolverines were real animals.
Seriously?
Yeah. Quote, embarrassingly, I didn't know what a Wolverine was. I'd never heard of such an animal. I presumed it was made up name for a comic book. I'd never read an X-Men comic. I'd never seen a Wolverine. We don't have them in our zoos. What an idiot, man.
Jesus Christ.
That's what happens when you marry senior citizens.
That's going to be my closing there.
Nice. Nice, bro. Well, thank you, sir, for coming on. I appreciate you hanging out with us, Tug. All right. Well, let's see. All right. So I'll try not to be Culture Casino and go for 20 minutes. That's what she said. Anyway, so tomorrow you'll get a video from me, be it either a daily short or a pop culture news video. You'll get one of those tomorrow night. I'll be over on Drew the Supreme Heretics channel for Rogue Squadron at 6:30. And Wednesday will be... You'll get a video from me. I don't know what about yet. It's not going to be a review, but it'll be a video about something. And I'll talk and stuff, and there'll be funny gifs, and we'll all laugh. And see, you'll do it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. In the words of the Critical Drinker, I love that man. But anyway, Wednesday night going rogue, ladies' night right here. Saggy Melons, Katie the meteorologist. Let's see, we got Lola Meats will be joining us. And Miss Vassy Reviews will be joining us. So, yes, we have that going on. That's 8:30 Eastern, Wednesday evening. Thursday morning, you get the morning show, 9 Eastern until 10:30. Normally, it would be when I have to go to work, but it'll be just time for me to go play with the kid and do play action figures and go outside and get the hell kicked out of me with lightsabers. So that's fun too. I got him lifting with me now. He went out in the garage with me and lifted this morning. It's difficult to get out of a chair. I did legs today. Oh my God, I'm dead. It hurts. It literally hurts. Let's see. So I'm complaining now. Friday. Let's see. What do you got Friday coming up? I don't have any live streams Friday. So I'll just do a video, and Saturday you'll get your Galaxy High review. I'll probably do that Saturday. And next week, Batwoman is episode 17. We got 2 episodes left this season, and episode 157 of the podcast. I think I have a scheduled guest already, but I can't quite make it out in this light. So, surprise! You'll be surprised. We'll be surprised together. Drew the Supreme Heretic's joining us next Monday night right here, along with Tony, Red, myself. So, that being said, I'd like to thank Tony, my co-host, Tug, that umbrella guy, our guest this evening, this wonderful chat, the new subscribers. If I've earned a subscription, great. Hit that button. Be sure to do bitch slap that like button for me. And what are you doing, buddy? You want to come in and say hi? Okay. All right. Hang on. Mini me taps here. Here. Say hi. Say hi to Tony and Tog. Say hi, Duder.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey, how we
Trey.
doing?
Say hi to the chat.
Hi.
You're still asleep, aren't you?
Yes.
All right, dude. All right, here you go.
Daddy, cha cha cha.
Diarrhea, cha cha cha. Night, buddy. He usually makes a guest appearance. This is about the time too, because he gets up, gets out of his room, and then goes into mine and sleeps on my side of the bed. So this is what happens when I'm up this late. So chat, thank you guys. I seriously, I love you guys, my subscribers. You guys rock. You make this worthwhile. Spending literally, I worked on that stupid video. I watched that show 3 times last night and worked on the video for like 7-8 hours today. So I appreciate you guys watching it, enjoying the content, and do that. Share the videos for your favorite, 3-4 YouTubers out there. Trust me, we all appreciate it. It's not just me saying that. And check and make sure you're still subscribed. Like I said, I got unsubscribed to Fanzine's channel, who I watch his videos regularly. I was unsubscribed to Vassie's channel. I've been unsubbed to Tony at one point. So it happens. It's not just us being hyperbolic with that. So yeah, that's it, y'all. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. And as soon as I can find the outro, we'll do it. But yeah, that's it, guys. Remember, if I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and it's better to burn out than fade away.